My dear friends, philosophy is one of the important and vast area in education. And philosophy, the word is derived from a Greek word, philosophia. We can divide that word into two, philo and sophia. Philo means love and sophia means wisdom. So what is philosophy? Philosophy means the love of wisdom. Don't forget to watch the entire concept of philosophy, starting with the aims of education. What is the concept of education? Lots of various different definitions are there. Here on it is put forward by Aristotle. Education, it is the creation of sound mind in a sound body. And it is the all-round, it is a process which helps for the all-round betterment of innate abilities of a human being. And what are the different educations? Aims of education. Look at that. Knowledge aim, getting better knowledge. Vocational aim, harmonious development of the person. Complete living aim, character, developing better characters. Then individual aim and creating a good social human being, social aim. These are the different aims of education. Why we are giving education for our students. So varying with these objectives. Here it comes the level of application of philosophy, the different concepts. It's very important in the exam point of view. Metaphysics, epistemology, axiology. These are the different branches of philosophy also we can say. What is metaphysics? It deals with the study of nature of reality and tries to answer what is real in this world, the spiritual world or the materialistic world. Next one, it is epistemology. It gives maximum importance for the reality, knowledge of reality. And axiology, the branch is related to values. There comes the value education. What is right? What is bad? What is wrong? All that things are explained through the branch of philosophy, that is axiology. So metaphysics related to reality, nature of reality, and epistemology related to knowledge of reality, axiology related to the values. Please remember the concept, very important, related to the scope of philosophy. Scope means application. And different schools of philosophy. Buddhism, you know very well the traditional one. Buddhism, it is based on the Tripedikas. Sutta Pedika, Vinaya Pedika and Abhidhamma Pedika. And the four noble truth, very important, four noble truth of Buddhism: Dukkha Satya, Samudaya Satya, Nirodha Satya, Marga Satya. Earthly life is fully of misery. Desire is the cause of misery. Removal of desire can end misery, and path of liberalization. These are the four noble truths kept by people who is believing in Buddhism. And you have to remember the important ceremonies related to Buddhism and also the eightfold path to Nirvana. How we can obtain Nirvana? The right faith, right speech, right living, right thought, right resolve, right action, right effort, right concentration. This will help a person to be Nirvana. And Pafaja, it is one of the important ceremony related to the education at the age of 8, and Upasambhada, the ceremony at the age of 20. So kindly remember all these things, concepts related to Buddhism. And here we are taking the important approaches of education. Approaches to education based on the educational philosophy. Idealism, naturalism, pragmatism, realism, humanism is there. First one, it is idealism. In the traditional times, teachers are prominent. They never consider the attitudes, minds, needs of students. What the teachers know, they will dump into the minds of the students. So here, idealist. To an idealist, mind and soul are more important than the matter and body. Matter and the body is not much important. Mind and the soul is very much important. And knowledge, according to idealist, knowledge is what? The activity of mind, not through the sensory organs. What we are thinking in our mind, that is knowledge. Not importance given for the flesh, only to the spirit. So stress on spiritual environment is more important. Stress on disciplining the child is more important. Emphasis is more on bookish knowledge, not from the experienced knowledge. Teachers have supreme power in the idealist theory. So based on the idealist theory, the traditional classrooms will exist, where the teacher's role is more prevalent. And regarding naturalism, another schools of philosophy, naturalism every time promotes learn through the nature, through the different pleasurable activities. The students will engage with the interact with the nature and they will construct knowledge. So method of teaching is every time inductive. Education every time spawns that encourages, promotes spontaneous self activities. Students are learning by doing. And the promoters of this theory include Bacon, Comenius, Spencer, Huxley, Rousseau. And the aim of education as per naturalism is self-expression. Self-expression. And you please remember, schools should be located in the natural surroundings. Lots of schools are there like Kanawat, that type of schools are there. And Rishi Valley School of Education promoting naturalism. Scientific subjects occupy more significant role in these areas. And based on this theory, some schools are emerged like Froebel's kindergarten, Montessori method, Tago's Shantiniketan, Nellis Summerhill are based on all the theory of naturalism. So remember, that is one of the positive environment where the students are learning for a lot. And here comes the modern approach, pragmatism, where students are learning by doing, learning by living. Pragmatism, that word is originated from a Greek word pragmatikos. Project method is one of the best contribution from the pragmatist theory. Teaching methods include students are always learning through their life-related experience. And chief exponents of this theory, William James and Pierce, then John Dewey, the best known names. Please remember the names of these people. And pragmatism every time encourages, impresses the students through the democratic ways of learning. It is entirely different from the idealism. Teachers' role is just like scaffolders, facilitators in pragmatic theory. You know very well the role of teacher in project, finishing a project. And another philosophy, it is realism. You know very well, it is related to the study of the world where we are living. And also realism every time gives more importance for the external world. That is the reality. And the aim of education is learn the art of living, how we can live a good life in the surroundings. And the persons who have promoted this approach, Aristotle, John Locke, etc. And teachers are guiding the students to get a better life and better experience, real life experience from the world. Here comes the greatest thinkers in India and also from abroad, all around the world. First one, it is Pestalozzi. Please remember, born in Switzerland, and his work were how Aptitude teaches her children. Important books, book for mothers. Then Mother and Child is one of the book by Pestalozzi. And every time his teachings are based on the concrete objects rather than the abstract concept. And instruction is to be imparted by way of observation and graded activities. So that is the contribution by Pestalozzi. Please remember the summary regarding him. And another person is Plato. You know very well, one of the person who is lived in 427 BC and 347 BC, and he was born in Athens. His main publications, you can remember, the Republic, the Laws, Protagoras, and Symposium. And according to him, the aim of education is inclusion of the virtue and citizenship. Inclusion of the virtue and citizenship. Then development of the body and soul. And Plato established a center for adopting all these principles named the Academy. This may be considered as the first university in the western part of the world. So these are the details regarding our one of the experienced prominent contributor in education, Plato. Here comes Jean-Jacques Rousseau. He lived between 1712 and 1778. Actually, he was born in Geneva. Every time propounded the theory of naturalism, and his publications look at that important. The progress of art and science, the new glosses, and the social contract. And the best book it is Emily. That is the one of the best contribution for the education, Emily, written by Jean Jacques Rousseau. In that book, he given more importance for how students have to learn. What is the importance of negative education and self-education? So, learning through the sense organs and also through the body, and go around the classroom, and promoter of naturals, always supporting for the learning outside the classrooms. And here comes Frederick Wilhelm August Froebel. He was born in Germany and is also a proposer and supporter of idealism and naturalism. Maximum time, Froebel supported naturalist schools of philosophy. And according to him, the aim of education is to enable the child to realize the unity principle. Every time students learn through their self-activity is the method of education according to him. And his main publications are there. Look at that. The Education of Man, the Pedagogies of Kindergarten, Mother's Play and Nursery Songs, Education and Development. These are all the best contributions by Froebel. And kindergarten is the schools he opened for. Nowadays it is very, very important in the world for providing best educational experience for the child. And you please remember the concepts regarding August Froebel, F.W. Froebel. And here comes Dr. Maria Montessori. She was born in Italy, given maximum importance for the educational development of childs. Dr. Maria Montessori was born in Italy. Education should cater the complete unfolding of the child's development was her aim, and her main publications, The Discovery of the Child, Education for a New World, The Secret of Education, Child Training, The Child's Place and Education, A Reconstruction in Education, The Montessori Method, The Advanced Montessori Method, etc. Education of the sense is the most salient feature of your educational system. So kindly remember her contribution. John Dewey was born Vermont in New England, another propounder of scientific method of learning. So he given more importance for science and scientific methods that are the central part of the development of human behavior. His major publications are there: The School and Society, The School and the Child, School of Tomorrow, Education Today, Democracy and the Education, Moral Principles of Education are the best contribution by John Dewey. And he was the propounder of the theory, pragmatism, John Dewey. Project methods also developed through the experience of these type of supporters. So please remember John Dewey, one of the prominent educator, and he supported pragmatism. Here comes another important person, very, very important person who was born in Brazil. He was Paulo Freire. And please remember his contribution. Actually, he was not an educator at the first beginning. When he supported the people who are suffering in Brazil, he was an educator. For that, he published books like Pedagogy of the Oppressed, Cultural Action for Freedom, then Education for Critical Consciousness. Actually, he tried to develop the critical consciousness of the person. And you have to remember, the propounder of theory of critical pedagogy was Paulo Freire. Is an educational approach which helps the learners to develop critical thinking to solve the problematic situations faces in their learning environment, living environment, occupational environment also. So problem posing education is another method he propounded for educating the children, and he was totally against the banking concept of education, where the teachers are going and dumping their theoretical awareness in the mind of students. Paulo Freire, Swami Vivekananda, you know very well, he was born in Calcutta, and according to him, education is the manifestation of perfection already in man. And the education's aim must be give positive education for the children. These are the contributions by Swami Vivekananda, one of the famous person in India. Rabindranath Tagore, he was also born in Calcutta. and freedom, creative self-expression, and active communication. According to him, these are the main objectives of aims of education and cardinal principles of education: freedom, creative self-expression, and active communication. And his main publications are My School, then Sadhana, Greater India, The Gardener, Creative Unity, Personality, Fruit Gathering. All these things are contribution by Rabindranath Tagore. Shanti Niketan is one of the best school he established for. We can say later it will be a university also. Established for giving his thoughts, promoting his thought. Later it is known as Vishwa Bharati also. Shanti Niketan, it is renamed in 1921 as Vishwa Bharati also. Our famous, the best person in India, Mahatma Gandhi, was apostle of, he every time propounded the non-violence. His main publications, My Experience with the Truth, commentary in Bhagavad Gita, and you please remember he supported always God is truth, love, morality, fearlessness, and his Varta scheme of education given a lot of revolution in the field of education in India. And he's always, his philosophy is known as the basic education, where the students are learning through doing some work, craft-oriented work. Then comes Sri Aurobindo Ghosh, one of the famous person. He was also born in Calcutta, and according to him, aim of education must be awakening and development of spiritual being. And his main publications are The Human Cycle, Renaissance in India, Foundation of Indian Culture, then On Education, A System of Nation, All Education, etc. Then National Education, etc. His educational system is named as Integral Education. Education for all also we can say. So don't forget. My dear friends, here comes a list of the famous educational commissions in India. Charter Act coming in 1813 under the chairmanship of Christian missionaries. Macaulay's Minutes in 1835, Lord Macaulay. Wood's Dispatch in 1854, Charles Wood. Hunter Commission in 1882, William Hunter. Indian University Commission 1902, Rails. Then Sadler Commission or Calcutta University Commission in 1917, Michael Sadler. Hatton Committee report on 1928, Philip Hatton. Then Abbott Wood report 1937 and Sargent report in 1944, Sir John Sargent. Some more commissioner reports are there related to the contributions of education. Education in post-independence era in 1948 and University Education Commission under the chairmanship of Dr. Radhakrishnan. You know very well who is he and what is the relation of him with education. And important recommendation is that total course of primary education should be up to for 12 years and university course should be minimum for 3 years. And Secondary Education Commission on 1952 under the head of Dr. A.L. Mudilia. And duration of school course, the recommendation is that should be 12 to 11 years. Curriculum should include 3 languages, mother language, Hindi and English. So the duration of the course should be from 11 to 12 years. And please remember the Indian Education Commission. Indian Education Commission under Kothari, Dr. S. Kothari. There should be a lot of support, lot of recommendations are there. Education should give importance for science education, work experience, vocational education, common school, social and national service, common school system, then social and national service, language policy, part-time and on-time education also, self-education also. And another one of the policy, it is New Education Policy 1986, National Policy on Education. It is the basics. That education policy on 1968 was the basis for that. And main aim of this education is education for a sense of common citizenship and culture and strengthen the national integration. So my dear students, I would like to wind up this video with this section, articles relating to education. The important articles every time in the exams they are asking. Article 28, it is related to freedom as to the attendance at religious instruction in certain education institution. Article 29, protection of interest of minorities. Article 30, right to minorities to establish and administer educational institution. Article 45, provision for free and compulsory education for children. Then Article 46, promotion of educational and economic interest of scheduled caste, scheduled tribes and other weaker sections. So my dear friends, this is all regarding these two videos. Here I had presented the concepts related to philosophy and the psychological basis of education. And my dear friends, in the next video, I would like to show the part 3, innovations, technologies and evaluation assessment patterns in education. Don't forget to watch that video also. Only 3 videos are there related to the competitive exams teaching aptitude. Thank you for your support for watching the entire video. Kindly share this video with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe my channel also. Thank you so much.